Okay, we're going to look at this new thing about the Mar-a-Lago thing, about his withholding of the documents, and basically what it is we're looking at hidden information that is causing of this concern, and also could be the pearl of great price in this information in going forward in charging this case. So what is it about? It's about the judgment, okay, of his nefarious deeds. Now he apparently, this is the documentation that's key about his long-term actions that wound up ending when it comes to these documents. Well, the flowers would be the documents he was holding on to, okay, in his merchant mind that he was going to use. And again, this could be the documents themselves or the information they have about what he did with these documents, okay? So his nefarious scheme that he had planned when it came to the documents at Mar-a-Lago. So what we have going into it, the buying and the selling, the dark ideas he had about it, and they're working on this. The key is his impending new action that they're arguing about now. This is about Mar-a-Lago, his long-term plan, and the action now taken by the judge. When it came to his merchant, when holding on to these documents, the judgment, and his lying, wanting to put a end, okay, resting this by his lies. Because what happened was he lied to his attorneys and told them there were no more documents. So they signed a legal thing saying there were no more documents when there were. Okay, so he lied to his lawyers. And now this is coming down the pike because he withheld these documents. Okay, he had this really good idea about merchant, how he was going to use them, and how he lied to try to get this to go away when it came to the judging about what he was doing, okay? Now, remember, they asked for these documents over and over and over again, and he lied and said that he didn't have any more, okay? So we go into it, and we're going to break it down again. We had his judgments, and they're looking at the judge. The judge is looking at his nefarious scheme when it came to the documents. We had going into the dark scheme of this buying and selling that he worked on. They have information about how long he was working on this, that he had this plan in place for quite some time. So we go into the next aspect about it. The desire was his desire to hold on to these documents, okay? That was his desire, the wish-fulfilling card. His desire was to hang on and use them as a merchant. That about says it all, doesn't it? So we have the mental realm. He wanted to put this to an end, so he lied to his lawyers and had them sign false documents. So that's another reason this is going forward, because we're looking at this impending action. The arguments, key now are the arguments with it when it came to Mar-a-Lago, and this judge is now holding on to the action to go forward with this, saying that yes, he committed crimes when it comes to the Mar-a-Lago, holding on to those documents. It wasn't just the fact that he has classified, but it's how he did it and what he did it and his scheme in using them, and then using his lawyers to cover up and lie on his behalf, because they could lose their law licenses for falsifying records. But he lied to them and had them falsify these things knowingly. He had this plan and this scheme on keeping these records, okay? So that's what they're coming down to. So I'm going to leave this here, but you can see how it all works out. Now, if we look at his long-term scheme, the key is about his ideas about holding on to these documents and using them for his own thing. The argument is about how he was implementing this, his desires, what he was doing. So now we have the long term looking at what he did, judgment about new actions that they're looking at taking with this and by the judge, okay, for his schemes while he was at Mar-a-Lago. The key is his dark intentions. He had these dark intentions, okay? So that's the new argument and fight, working on the Mar-a-Lago thing and the buying and selling that he was doing, and this judge is now taking action. We come over here, we have the scheme he had concerning the documents. So the judge is looking at what he intended to do, how he wanted to lie and keep a hold of them. And so they're looking at the actions at Mar-a-Lago, the nefarious actions that he was doing with this. So that's the new thing that's coming down. Again, we go and we look at the buying and selling, his intent, working on it, which is his desire that he had, how he wanted to put an end to this through nefarious means. And so now that is bringing up this new action and argument when it comes to Mar-a-Lago by this judge. And she's got the power. She's looking at this in the mental realm. She's assessing all of the things that he did at Mar-a-Lago with his actions, okay, to thwart these investigations and thwart the taking back of these documents, which he had no, he really should never have had. So I'm going to leave this here.